Hello, kamusta mga Bisaya learners? Welcome to Learning Bisaya, your quick guide to speaking like a local. Kumusta ka? Welcome. In today's lesson, we'll learn Bisaya by watching a short clip and breaking it down together. Here's what you'll learn in this video. Visual and descriptive learning. You'll see a video with Bisaya sentences and English translations. Vocabulary and grammar. We'll focus on keywords, sentence structure, and verb forms to build your skills. Let's take a look at this clip. In this clip, it shows that he is teaching his son on how to use the fishing rod. In Bisaya, this translates to gitudluan niya iyang anak unsaon paggamit sa fishing rod. Let's take a closer look at the Bisaya sentence. Gitudluan niya iyang anak unsaon paggamit sa fishing rod. This means he is teaching his son on how to use a fishing rod. Let me break it down for you. Let's start with the verb, gitudluan. This is the main action in the sentence. Gitudluan is the past tense of tudlo, which means to teach. The prefix gi shows that the action already happened. So, gitudluan translates to taught. Then we move to the pronouns niya and iyang. Here, niya means he or she. Bisaya doesn't differentiate between male and female for third-person pronouns. Sonya works for both. Next, we have iyang, which is a possessive pronoun meaning his or her. It's describing the child or anak. Together, iyang anak means his child or her child. Next, let's focus on the phrase unsaon paggamit. This is the how-to part of the sentence. Unsaon means how or how to. It's often used to describe learning or doing something. Paggamit combines the prefix pag, which turns verbs into gerunds with gamit, meaning use. So, unsaon paggamit translates to how to use. Finally, let's look at the object, fishing rod. The phrase ends with sa fishing rod. The word za links the action to its object. Now, why do we use fishing rod instead of a native word? Bisaya often borrows English words for modern tools or objects, like fishing rod, because it's more practical and familiar. While native terms like pasol exist, they might feel outdated or less specific to modern fishing rods. Now, let's take a look at this next clip. If I could describe what is happening here, I would say, now, at the shore, he's using the fishing rod the way he learned how to use it. Now, in Bisaya, this translates to karon, sa daplin sa dagat, gigamit niya ang fishing rod ngayang natunan unsaon paggamit ani. Now, let's break down this Bisaya sentence. Karon, sa daplin sa dagat, gigamit niya ang fishing rod nga iyang natunan unsaon paggamit ani. In English, this means, now at the shore, he's using the fishing rod the way he learned how to use it. Let's start with the adverb, karon. Karon means now. It's an adverb that sets the time frame for the sentence, letting us know that the action is happening in the present. Next, the prepositional phrase, sa daplin sa dagat. This translates to at the shore. Sa is a preposition that indicates location, meaning at or in. Daplin means edge or shore, describing the specific area. Sa dagat adds more detail, meaning of the sea. So together, sa daplin sa dagat means at the shore of the sea. Now, let's focus on the main action. Gigamit niya ang fishing rod. Gigamit is a verb that means using. The prefix gi indicates that the action is ongoing or completed, depending on context. Niya is a pronoun meaning he or she, depending on who's being referred to. Ang fishing rod is the object of the sentence. As in many cases, Bisaya borrows English terms for modern tools. So we use fishing rod here, instead of native terms like pasol. Altogether, this part means he or she is using the fishing rod. Then, we move to the relative clause, nga iyang natunan. This phrase describes the fishing rod as something he or she learned to use. Nga introduces a relative clause, linking the description to the object. Iyang is a possessive pronoun meaning his or her. Natunan is a past tense verb that means learned. So, nga iyang natunan translates to which he, she learned. Lastly, the explanatory phrase unsaon paggamit ani. This describes how he learned to handle the rod in the sea. Unsaon is a word for how or how to. It's common in questions and instructions. Paggamit is a Garan phrase that means to handle. The prefix pag turns the verb gamit into a noun-like action. Ani means this, or it, referring back to the fishing rod. It adds specificity, making it clear what's being handled or used. Let's take a look at this another clip. Let's pretend that their names are Juliet and Oliver. If you describe this, you could say that Juliet and Oliver are practicing their lines for the performance they will do later. In Bisaya, this is si Julie ug Oliver kay nagpractice sa ilang linya para sa performance na himuon nila unya. Let's break down this sentence. Si Julie ug Oliver kay nagpractice sa ilang linya para sa performance na himuon nila unya. In English, it is Julie and Oliver are practicing their lines for the performance they will do later. Let's start with the subject. Si Julie ug Oliver. Si is a marker used before proper names, similar to Julie and Oliver in English. Ug is a connector meaning and, linking the two names. Next, the verb nag practice. Nag is a prefix that indicates an ongoing action, similar to are practicing in English. Practice is borrowed from English and means practice in Bisaya as well. Then, the object, ilang linya. Ilang is a possessive pronoun meaning their. Linya means lines, referring to the lines they are practicing. Finally, the purpose. Para sa performance na himuon nila unya. Para sa means for. Performance is another borrowed word from English. Na is a connector that links the description of the performance. Himon is the future tense of himo, meaning to do or to perform. The suffix on is added to the root word himo to indicate that the action will happen in the future or is intended to be completed. Nila means they, plural, and unya means later. Next clip. Let's say her name is Amanda. This shows that Amanda is hugging her dog. Looks like they're enjoying their time together. In Bisaya, this will translate to Gigakos ni Amanda iyang iro. Murag nalingaw sila sa ilang oras nga maguban. Let's break down this sentence. Gigakos ni Amanda iyang iro. Murag nalingaw sila sa ilang oras nga maguban. In English, this means Amanda is hugging her dog. Looks like they're enjoying their time together. Let's start with the verb gigakos. Gi is a prefix indicating a completed action, past tense. Gakos means hug or embrace. Next, the subject. Ni Amanda iyang iro. Ni is a marker for a person indicating Amanda. Iyang means her, showing possession. Iro means dog. Then, the description. Murag nalingaw sila sa ilang oras nga mag-uban. Murag means looks like or seems. It is used to indicate a perceived or inferred state or situation. Nalingaw is the past tense of the verb lingaw, which means enjoy or have fun. The prefix na in nalingaw indicates that the action has already occurred or was completed in the past. Sila means they, referring to the two people, Amanda and her dog. It is the pronoun that is the subject of the sentence. Sa is a preposition that means in or during, and it indicates the relationship between the verb and the time they are spending. Ilang is a possessive pronoun, meaning their, referring to Amanda and the dog. Oras means time or hour, referring to the period they are together. Nga is a relative marker that connects the phrase mag-uban to the rest of the sentence. It serves to add more detail or clarify the action described. Mag-uban is a verb form, meaning to be together or to spend time together. It is in the future or habitual aspect, depending on context, referring to the action of being together or enjoying time together. Now, for the final clip. This clip shows that the colleagues are gathered around a table, collaborating and discussing something with books and a laptop in front of them. In Bisaya, this translates to, ang magkatrabaho, nagtapok sa lamesa, nagtinabangay og nagistorya bahin sa usa ka butang, nga naay mga libro og laptop sa ilang atubangan. Let's take a closer look at this one. Ang magkatrabaho nagtapok sa lamesa, nagtinabangay og nagistorya bahin sa usa ka butang, nga naay mga libro og laptop sa ilang atubangan. In English, this is, the colleagues are gathered around a table, collaborating and discussing something, with books and a laptop in front of them. So, let's start with the subject, ang magkatrabaho. Ang is a definite article similar to the in English. Magkatrabaho refers to colleagues or co-workers. Next, the action, nagtapok. Nag is a prefix indicating ongoing action, like are. Tapok means gathered or assembled. Then the location. Sa lamesa. Sa means at or on. Lamesa means table. Next, the actions. Nagtinabangay og nagistorya. Nagtinabangay means collaborating or helping each other. Nagistorya means discussing or talking. Finally, the description. Bahin sa usa ka butang, nga naay mga libro og laptop sa ilang atubangan. Bahin means about or regarding. Sa is a preposition, which functions similarly to the English about or concerning in this case. Usa ka butang means something or one thing. Nga links the description to the relative clause, linking the description to the main idea in the sentence. Naay is a verb that literally means there is or there are. It is used to indicate existence or presence, similar to have or there are in English. Mga is a plural marker, used to indicate that the noun it precedes is plural. Libro means book. So, mga libro means books. Ug is a conjunction that means and. It connects two items, libro, books, and laptop. In Bisaya, ug is commonly used to link nouns. Sa is again a preposition, used here to indicate location, meaning in or at. Ilang is a possessive pronoun, meaning there, referring to the people or subject of the sentence, the colleagues. Atubangan means front, referring to the area in front of the subject. All right, let's take a moment to review everything we covered today. We started by exploring how to construct sentences in Bisaya, focusing on the proper use of pronouns, verbs, and connectors. We learned how Bisaya incorporates borrowed English words, especially for modern or technical terms, and how this reflects the language's adaptability in daily conversations. We also highlighted how verbs change depending on the context, like past, present, or future actions, and how descriptive phrases can make sentences more expressive. Lastly, we broke down sentence components step by step, making it easier to understand and replicate similar patterns in your own sentences. All right, that's it for today's Bisaya lesson. I hope you found it helpful and learned something new about how to structure sentences and use common words. Remember, learning a language is like building a puzzle. Each word and phrase is a piece that connects to form a bigger picture. So keep practicing, trying out new sentences, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you grow. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Bisaya content. And hey, if you have questions, or if there's a specific topic you'd like me to cover next, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Daghang salamat sa pagpaminaw. Ug kita-kit sa sunod nga leksyon. Bye for now, and happy learning.